Welcome back to Apple Addiction. The new iPad 9 2021 is likely a way off. We have an idea of what to expect from it, as the processing power, the price, the screen size, and more details have leaked already. As time goes on, we'll likely hear even more. Apple is working on a low-cost 9th generation iPad with an A13 chip and a 10.5-inch display, which is set to be released September in 2021. The iPad 9 is also rumored to include 4 GB of RAM, and it is said to feature a lighter, thinner design with a Lightning port and Touch ID home button. So in this video, we are going to tell you about iPad 9, everything you need to know. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. So pretty much every single year, Apple has released a brand new model iPad. The last iPad that we got was actually released on September 18, 2020. And Apple really likes to release the iPad in September, probably because of back to school. The last 2 generations of the base model iPad both came out in September, and a lot of the leaks and rumors about iPad 9 are pointing to a September release again in 2021. This makes a lot of sense because a lot of the leaks suggesting new iPads that should be coming out to us pretty soon. There hasn't been a lot of talks regarding the iPad 9, so it makes sense that it's going to be pushed back a little bit. And a lot of leaks are suggesting the second half of 2021. So we should be seeing the iPad 9th generation sometime in the second half of 2021, probably in September. So we're looking at a 10.5-inch iPad and A13 or A13 Bionic chip, 4 gigs of RAM, a thinner and lighter design with Touch ID, starting at around $299 US. A little bit of a price drop. But if you guys do want a discount on your iPads, just go to Shop for Education at the very bottom of Apple's website, and you can get yourself a sweet little discount. Now, let's talk about the display. So it doesn't look like it's going to get mini LED, like a ton of rumors are suggesting for like the iPad Pro, an iPad mini, which is to be expected because this is the base model iPad. It's not really going to have all the bells and whistles, but it looks like we might be getting a design change to look similar to the iPad Air or iPad Pro, which will slim down the bezels a little bit and also make the screen a little bit bigger. The current iPad has a 10.2-inch display, and it looks like we should be getting a 10.5. So, a little bit of a difference. It's not really going to be super noticeable, of course, but it is something to note. It looks like Apple really wants that unison design between all of its tablets. Apple CEO Tim Cook had the following to say about Apple's performance. This quarter, our teams built on a period of unmatched innovation by sharing powerful new products with our users, at a time when using technology to connect people everywhere has never been more important, said Tim Cook, Apple's CEO. We're continuing to press forward in our work to infuse everything we make with the values that define us by inspiring a new generation of developers to learn to code, moving closer to our 2030 environment goal, and engaging in the urgent work of building a more equitable future. Our record June quarter operating performance included new revenue records in each of our geographic segments, double-digit growth in each of our product categories, and a new all-time high for our installed base of active devices, said Luca Maestri, Apple's CFO. We generated $21 billion of operating cash flow, returned nearly $29 billion to our shareholders during the quarter, and continued to make significant investments across our business to support our long-term growth plans. There's been a ton of leaks and rumors saying it's going to be a new design, but it could always just be slimmer bezels and still keep the home button in the old design. But other than the actual design, it looks like we should be getting an A13 processor inside, which is the same chip that the iPhone 11 lineup currently uses. And it's definitely going to be a nice upgrade from the A12 that's in the 8th generation iPad right now. And going back to the design change, that means that the home button will most likely be gone. And there are rumors of the iPad adopting the Touch ID on the power button that the iPad Air has right now. It looks like the iPad mini is going to get that, so it definitely makes sense that the iPad will adopt it as well. It's more practical, and it also allows for a much better design because the home button just looks really outdated. So that's essentially everything that's floating around the internet right now. Other things like increased battery life, a better camera, and all that kind of stuff are going to be coming along with the iPad 9 as well. Normally, those specs aren't really a night and day difference or anything like, for example, the battery life on the current iPad is around 10 hours. And for the iPad 9, it's probably going to be like 10.5, maybe 11. Apple products have never been good with battery life or fast charging. Most entry-level iPads come with 10-watt charging, which is about as fast as a melting glacier. Even though the 2020 model came with a 20-watt charging, that's still pretty low, and it can lead to a slate taking a while to charge. We are really hoping for an upgraded camera system, because a lot of people want to get this iPad for, FaceTime and video calls, because a lot of people are working from home. Opportunities in the education market are still ample. Online learning has gained rapid traction and has pushed forward the digital revolution in the learning space, said Anurupa Nataraj, senior research analyst with IDC's mobility and consumer device trackers. The current iPad's front-facing camera is not very good at all. If you go to take a selfie with the iPad 10.2 2020 or jump on a video call, you might find yourself looking a little grainy. That's because the tablet only has a 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera, which is pretty low resolution. Now, a tablet doesn't need a super high-res selfie snapper. You're probably going to take better-looking snaps with your phone. And if you want a professional portrait, a tablet isn't how you're going to do it. Even still, 1.2 megapixels is very low, and we feel Apple could bump that up to 8 megapixels or so for improved selfies and video calling. And a few other things. It looks like the iPad 9 is still going to be Lightning, no USB-C, and probably no power adapter, because Apple doesn't like to include it with pretty much anything nowadays. In fact, USB-C cables are much faster for charging than Lightning, and have quicker data transfer too. USB-C is much more common for cables. So if you had an iPad with it, you could use it with all your cables and gadgets that also use the standard. And the physical jack itself is just way more durable than a flimsy Lightning connector. Now, let's talk about price. This is definitely the most affordable iPad that Apple has to offer, with a starting price of $330. That definitely makes it accessible to a lot of people. And releasing it in September allows people to get this iPad near Christmas time, because this is one of Apple's best-selling times around Christmas time. So it makes a lot of sense they release it in September. The students go and buy it if they need it, and then it's also released in time for Christmas gifts. And a few leakers are actually suggesting that we'll see a price drop. So instead of $330, you should be expecting to pay $300, which that's pretty exciting if this does happen, because then it's going to be even more accessible for a lot of people. But even if that price drop doesn't happen, the base model iPad is still the most affordable iPad on the market. And a little hack for you, you can actually get it for that decreased price no matter what, because of educational pricing. A ton of people will get the discount just by going on the website and going to the very bottom and hit the Shop for Education. You don't have to put any credentials to prove that you're actually a student or anything, and you can just get a decreased price on the iPad. Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.